is on the path go on the way. He calls this symbolic praxis in his works from the 1970s. The praxis is predicated upon the symbolic difference in which the path and the wandering are experienced as the origin of being in difference from the entities manifest through it. It is symbolic because symbols vary and inexhaustible in meaning, objects, rites, feast, dance, song, labor, works, dwelling, and so on, awaken one's existence to go on the way, each generating its own course. Thereupon, things happen in spontaneous participation, undermining attempts to impose a univocal order of meaning. It enjoins a non-archic response. We understand the meaning of symbols through acting rather than observing, objectifying or theorizing, their significance extracted from singulars rather than universals, as they symbolically open up the experience of being in one's itinerary. In the absence of univocal posits, the praxis is irreducibly polymorphic doing, corresponding in the field of polymorphous presencing, giving birth to the Dionysian child, according to Schürmann. As examples, Schürmann points to the German mystical practice of Meister Eckhart, medieval alchemy, and Zen Buddhist practice that Schürmann himself experienced as a student in France. The soul singularization that lets go of the universal and Eckartian detachment, leading to a formless state, is analogous to the alchemical return of the metal to a liquid state of indistinction. From out of that primal indistinction, the metal receives its form of pure gold in alchemy, and the soul receives the word to be ennobled as the Son of God. What emerges in the dissolution of normative consciousness is the anarchic self, existing anarchically without principles. In analogous fashion, Schürmann summarizes the Zen path to lead from the active ego to the self who lets things be. For both Zen and Eckhart, letting go or letting be is the encompassing ethos, required for life in tune with the right measure. When we let go of representations of a supreme standard, the measure gives itself naturally of itself, an event in the middle voice. For, quote, in our language, verbs in the middle voice always lead their speaker out of simple nominative lawmaking, unquote. He also writes, quote, the synthetic concept I wish to develop is standing at the core both of the experience in Zazen and of Eckhart's mysticism is the loss of origin, unquote. And he equates this to his own concept of anarchy, as negating, quote, negating the complement of arcane, namely telos. I claim that the logic of releasement as it is lived in Zazen and by Eckhart leads to the destruction of origin and goal, not only in the understanding of the world, but even in human action, unquote.